Welcome to Hot Glass Tips number 3. After my torch video, I was asked if I would do one on setup, usage, and safety, so this video covers the setup. You know, oxygen by itself is neither flammable nor is it explosive. It's when you mix it with other things, particularly things like hydrocarbons, that interesting things start to happen. Nonetheless, the fact that it is a highly compressed gas and a metal container does have its risks, so there are a few safety precautions. As an example or an analogy, if you think about blowing up a toy balloon and then turning it loose and watching it fly around the room, if a tank falls over and breaks off this valve stem, that's what you get. Well, except you've got 2,000 pounds per square inch of pressure pushing a 100-pound metal bottle around. That's enough to push it right through a concrete wall and keep on going. So the valve stem is protected with a metal cap, which you should leave on the bottle any time the bottle is not secured or not in use. Okay? And let me show you that I have on my bench a metal chain that I wrap around the bottles to secure them. So leave the cap in place, particularly if you're going to be moving the bottle, then the cap needs to be in place. When removing the cap, if someone's cranked this thing down too tight and you're having trouble getting it off, then you can take your wrench and tap it right along the thread area as you unscrew it to break it loose. Do not, I repeat, do not use oil or grease on the threads to try to get it loose. More about that in just a minute. Now, when you're replacing the cap, go ahead and screw it down all the way, but don't over tighten it. Leave it a little bit loose to make it easy for the next guy. You're not trying to seal the bottle, you're just trying to protect the stem. Now, before attaching your regulator, you want to blow out any garbage that might be collected in the orifice of the valve. So the first thing you do is you make sure that the opening is not pointing towards you or someone else or anything that can't take a blast of oxygen. Then you just quickly open and close the valve. Just crack it and close it quickly, and that'll blow any garbage out. To attach your regulator, just thread it on finger tight. And once you have it finger tight, then take your wrench and tighten it down just a bit more. Be careful not to over tighten it. Do not use any kind of grease or oil on compressed oxygen equipment. Oil or grease under high oxygen pressure is spontaneously explosive, so you don't want oil or grease anywhere near high pressure oxygen. The regulator does not need lubricating ever, and the joints do not need any kind of sealant on them. If you're not getting a good seal, then there's something else wrong. But just say no to oil and grease. Then to the regulator, we attach our hose. If you're using a pre-mixed torch, then you may want to have a flashback arrestor here. I don't think they're really necessary if you're using surface mixed torches. And then standards call for hose to be green for oxygen and red for gas. And welding twin hose is red and green, is easy to come by, and it's not very expensive. Now, if you're connecting to barbed connectors instead of threaded connectors like on my torch here, make sure to use hose clamps. An oxygen hose coming loose is not that big a deal, but a gas hose popping off will cause some stressful moments. You know, if you think about a water hose turned up and snaking around the lawn when you were a kid, Now think about that little red hose coming loose and flopping around with a 2-foot flame on it. Just use hose clamps, you know. For the fuel gas side, I can't show you much since I'm using natural gas, but the setup is very much the same as the oxygen side. You're going to have a propane tank with a propane regulator, perhaps a flashback arrestor, and then your red hose that runs from that onto your torch. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful, and my next tips video anyway, I'll have some usage tips and safety for that. So thanks for watching.